Rolling?
We're rolling.
All right. So very excited to have Deidre Mitchell, who's the director of Santa Fe Fashion, but you also recently opened up your own SAG franchise.
Yes, they did.
Hi, I'm Stephen Cuomo, founder and executive producer of Santa Fe Fashion Week. I produce fashion shows, I produce fashion vlogs, and I want to do for fashion what Anthony Bourdain did for food.
Try from behind. I mean, okay.
So very excited to have Deidre Mitchell, who's the director of Santa Fe Fashion, but you also recently opened up your own SAG franchise.
Yes, they did.
Congratulations.
Thank you,
Fantastic.
thank you.
So we talked a little bit about it on the phone, but this Netflix deal signing on like another 300 acres. Can you tell us about that?
I don't know a lot of the details other than what they've put out like on social media or on the news, but just showing that they're really wanting to expand, which is honestly showing that New Mexico's living up to their expectation and almost exceeding it. And then, you know, with all the other shutdowns, with all the other territories, we are really open and active right now. New Mexico's probably one of the most active territories in the film industry right now, so they're kind of taking advantage of that, plus giving, you know, opportunities to our locals, which is great. By doing more stuff here, so
So the timing is like perfect, because
Oh my
how
gosh.
many SAG franchises are in Albuquerque?
I want to say 5. I'd like to say 5,
Not including yours.
not including mine. But and then I know that like there's a couple newbies that have joined on that kind of have some ties either in Arizona or California or some other territories as well. But I think like a strong 5. So really, if you think about it, it's not like we have hundreds of agents.
Right.
The market for us is really great because these 5 agents can really hone in and really start to sign and book out the best of New Mexico.
Because I think the actors and actresses have really been underrepresented out here. Because before there was like 3.
There was 3, but then also the level of New Mexico wasn't meeting the level that the industry needs in acting.
Right.
But now that the opportunities are starting to come here, that the level and the skill level of what people are pushing out in acting, in stunt, in dance, in modeling is escalated and elevated. So now they are coming to us for lead roles. They're not just coming for day players anymore. So, we need to keep trying to also match their demands, which is why, hopefully the agents are just as strict as I am about the level that they're taking when they sign somebody, what they require their talent to do, staying in training, keeping up on your headshot, your resume, making sure you know how to virtually audition. And even you and I were speaking about it, it's a whole other world. Like even if you know how to audition and you're a consistently booking actor, if you don't know how to virtually audition, it's a whole other world. Like, if your sound isn't situated or your background or, it's like I've got actors that take a picture and they've got their phone stacked on like books and dinosaurs just to get like the right level, So it's now conquering a virtual world, which I've had great actors actually miss out on opportunities because their self-tape was horrible because their sound wasn't set up or their background wasn't set up or they didn't have the ring light yet, and so they're using every lamp possible from in their house just to get some lighting on their face. And so I think now that it's pushing into a virtual world, we do have an opportunity to excel. Like Candace and I were speaking this morning, she's even taking a class out of California, or New York, yes, from an amazing acting instructor, and it's giving New Mexico an opportunity to grow as training, but now that they're wanting to come to us again for like lead roles, it gives us an opportunity to elevate our level and then now get submitted for some of these bigger opportunities. So Netflix is really setting this great standard across the board about opportunities, but now we need to rise up to that standard and really meet what they need, not just kind of stay in this, we're good actors. No, we've got to be great.
You gotta be great.
Yeah, we've got to be amazing.
And I think with the whole virus thing, I think I've watched everything I want to watch on Netflix. So there's gonna be a huge there's gonna be a huge backlog of productions.
Well, right, and even though it's like the world is shutting down, it's so funny. Like every time the mayor does an announcement, it's like this list of everything that's shut down and what's open. The film industry, because it's essential. Why? Because everybody's sitting at home watching TV. So they have to keep creating stuff. But again, if they're going to do it here, they're going to bring it here. Then we need to also bring our A game But the expansion is going to be huge, and I think the opportunities, I've heard from numerous people, just to give some encouragement to the acting community, that January 1st, we're going to hit the ground running. And I don't know if any of us are going to be able to keep up with it, to be totally honest. I mean, I've heard it's going to be really intense.
$1 billion that they dropped
It's
into
insane. I mean, it's insane. But, and if it's just between us and Georgia, that's only 2 huge markets that are really...
California's still pretty shut down.
California's shut down. California's shut down. New York is
deadlocked.
New York is unfortunately, like, as far as the stage scene and
The
the theater scene, just all of the musicals, just the productions there, it's horrible. But it's weird because they shut down New York, but now they're offering like tours, and I'm like, so you're gonna tour them around the United States, but you won't just let them like perform in their home? But
Right.
yeah, so New Mexico and Atlanta market is huge right now. We're the 2 big ones.
Oh, I'm very
And then now
excited.
with Netflix, it's gonna be insane.
And on a personal level, New Mexico pays better.
Well, it does in our incentives. To be honest, like, we're offering these huge incentives that the other markets are not offering whenever a film industry comes here, a production comes here. Their tax incentives they're giving and the tax breaks, and then they also are requiring a certain amount of people that are locals to be hired on these productions. They're actually trying to push through to where they have to hire locals, as a certain level. But now the reason why they're asking us for lead roles is because of COVID, which is kind of playing in our favor, is they don't want to have to fly somebody out from LA and then sequester them for 2 weeks in a hotel before they can even work because of the governor's requirement of a 2-week quarantine.
Go Michelle.
Yeah, yes. Yeah, because I mean, even though people are like, oh, they're so mad at her about it secretly, I mean,
But
that
there's
gives
there's some benefits to us.
yeah, there's and I'm a Libra, so the pros and cons I always
both
try to find
Libras,
both.
yes,
Yes, that's how we But what's great is now local actors are having a chance for these lead roles just because they're trying to keep it in New Mexico just to avoid some of the quarantine issues as well. And so again, it's like if we get a chance to really show off who we've got and show our star players, and then our star players deliver and live up to, what we're saying they are, we're going to start to get a bigger and better reputation for having some big talent here. It's happening. And then, like I always say, fashion follows film. So, I've said it for years.
Yes.
So once the film industry starts blowing up, they'll start looking at us more for fashion. Even though in Japan, I saw New Mexico fashion all over the runway in Japan. I mean, it was very much like the Southwestern style and and even like the Zia symbol and
That's
the,
because you can think that, especially Westerns, Japanese just eat that up. They
Right,
love
and
it.
so, I mean, it's already huge. And imagine if they actually turned around and said, oh, this is Santa Fe, New Mexico style. And then we've got other countries now actually giving credit to the style, which is really where it did come from. And so if we do get New York on board, or we do get, even like other countries, some of the like, Paris and some of our big ones, really getting interest in showing, that New Mexico has some really good talent. And again, it's not, by the hundreds, but dang it, we've got some good ones, and they need to get